Good Novatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous here, coming at you from the studio. We're looking at a few different things today. Joshua Woods brought it to my attention that we're having some type of problem with EPA, the Clean Air Act. I don't know a lot about it. This was brought to my attention. I haven't followed this. I remember 2015, the Diesel brothers were dealing with it, and I believe it was something to do with the show and everything. People were watching their trucks, their builds, what they're selling, the giveaways. It was a good show. I did like it. I enjoyed trucks. I also enjoyed the trucks that they were building, and I did like the show. I am a fan of the show, and based off of what they were showing, and then the viral clips, people were sharing it, Facebook, all types of social medias, and people were just scared. People here in California, we have CARB, California Air Resources Board. They're a huge deal here in California for the Clean Air Act, and I'm guessing a lot of people in California just kind of, I guess, pushed the politicians, and then we saw what happened with them. I believe they paid out maybe $800,000 or almost $1 million in fines or anything like that, something like that. And then recently, I think around that time frame, you also had Volkswagen doing some shady stuff with their vehicles, where they would dumb them down, or they would alter the emissions while they were being tested. I'm not sure how they did that, but they did, and they also got hit by EPA, or by us, by the government. Like I said, I don't know the full details of this, but it does sound serious. A lot of from what I've seen and the court videos and everything else, that little bit of research that I've done, it just looks like NASCAR, I believe, would probably be the only one left untouched by all of this. I believe they might be the only ones that could modify and do these builds and everything else. I think they're going to be okay, from what the spokesperson was saying. But outside of NASCAR, I believe everybody else, we won't be able to do anything with our vehicles. And I believe as of right now, the people that have the parts, they're going to be all right. Or I think mainly it's the consumers, because I don't know if you guys seen some of the YouTube videos, if you guys follow some of those other channels. It looks like they're going after these bigger influencers, and they're also going after these manufacturers of parts, the tunes and other things. I've had my fair share experience with CARB. I've had to deal with the referee and past experiences with some of my muscle builds that I used to do when I was in my 20s, probably in my late teens. I mean, I got into vehicle stuff a long time ago. I'm already 30 something years old. This is like 15 years ago. And yes, it sucks being limited, buying 50 state legal stuff, making sure it's 50 state legal stuff, and then sometimes you could bend the rules, but they do come after some of those folks. Every 2 years you have to smog your vehicle, and in between there you would have to, if you were to get caught, you would have to go see the referee. So that's how I know about all of this.
Got him! Got him!
Like I said, I don't know the full details of this. I just came to find out recently, maybe like 2 days ago, and I've been looking into it. I don't know if 50 state legal it's going to be something a part of all the other manufacturers. As far as the spokesperson from EPA, it appears like they're going after everybody. So who knows? We might see more 50 state legal components coming from these manufacturers. We might see additional fees from the manufacturers just to kind of get them certified. There's a process of getting their products certified. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the full details. We might see that. Here in California, we do pay a California emissions fee when we buy a new vehicle. And depending on the efficiency of that vehicle, you also pay an additional tax. So I don't know the full details. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put the links and everything in the description if you guys want to fight against this. Like I mentioned, everybody that I follow here in California, the speed shops, performance shops, some of the other manufacturers. I follow Cobra Exhaust, I follow TBR. Like I said, I follow quite a few of them, and they have not mentioned anything about this, which is kind of surprising because this is attacking them. I mean, it says it clearly right here, motorcycles, unless this is kind of misleading us. I don't know. It says motorcycles, so yes, I'd be a little bit worried about that. And by the spokesperson, like I said, they kind of made it seem that where they just mentioned, you know what, we're not going after the people, but we are going after the manufacturers. So maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe these parts might be outlawed across the United States. That might happen. I know there's a few countries that won't even let you wash your own vehicle at your property, or some countries won't even allow you to do your own oil change. I don't know about that oil change thing. I believe I am correct about the vehicle washing. I think there's a country somewhere in Europe or in Asia that you would have to take it to a specific location for you to wash your vehicle. So you know what? That's pretty much it. Are we going to get to that point where they're going to regulate everything to the point where we would have to take our vehicles or to a specific location and get a service there and then pay for it? Who knows? I don't know. But this is usually what happens. You give them a little bit and then they just kind of try to take a mile. You try to give them an inch and they'll take a mile. It's kind of like the same thing with the with the gun laws, just like I mentioned. Assault weapons. You know what? I'm not going to get into it. Here in California, we have some really funny stuff. You guys just stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.